Let me ask the audience. Let's make sure I'm adjusted well.
Make sure we're both adjusted well. I'm good with this.
I'm also good with this. Hey guys! Hey guys!
Hey! We're here, I guess.
We're here for episode
We're here,
9?
but at
10.
what cost?
Is this episode 10?
It's episode 10.
Oh, congrats.
We made it this far, and honestly, that's an achievement.
I think I'm proud of us.
I'm proud of us.
Welcome back to It's a
Anyways.
Joke.
What is it?
Oh, I farted, but I don't think you could hear it.
I
Let me
think
open
we
up
all
my
heard it.
soda.
Wow. It's amazing. No, wow.
How are you doing? I
I'm
like
all-
to start the episodes with a little quick catch up
Yeah.
so we won't have to
I'm
talk about
alright.
it. after.
I've been feeling I'm feeling a bit zazzed today. I'm a bit all over the place mentally today. I keep getting like my anxiety is like up and down today, and then I also just my body shut down for an hour in work. I got hit by like a wave of exhaustion in work, and then everything started then my feet started hurting me, and then my chest started hurting me, and I was like, can I just give me a second?
There's
guys?
nothing more debilitating than that. Demotivating, because you're just like, I don't want to do it.
It wasn't
You know what
even
the
that
most
bad. I was just
demotivating
like,
thing
why?
is? The most demotivating thing in the world is knowing that you have a day off tomorrow, so I'll be putting 20% in today. I don't know why, but everybody at work is always like, I'm off tomorrow, so I just don't want to do anything today.
I'm au contraire because
Not
I feel
au
like
contraire.
because I have a day off tomorrow, I'm like more, not necessarily that I'm more motivated, but I'm like, oh, slay. I have more like energy in a sense. I feel like, 'cause I'm like, oh, this is my last day until I have the day off.
I see, sometimes I'm like that, but like yesterday, I was not feeling it. I was like, I'm not going to do any work today. But I still ended up having sort of a marvelous day. It's just, I be sweating a lot lately at work, and it's really causing a lot of issues.
Yeah,
It's
I
causing
fucking
drifts
hate
in my
sweating.
reality.
No, like it's opening tears in the fabric of
No, it
space-time.
seriously is. Like, the actual amount of forehead sweat that I get.
Sorry, can you have my bottle?
Your bottle?
Just throw it. Oh, girl! Of all the places you could have aimed.
Sorry. That was an accident.
Thanks. Thanks.
I like that
Thank
you just
you.
can't see me at all.
Yeah, you said I am covered. I am anonymous.
Anonymous.
The way we recorded, if we haven't said it before, it's just like, because we're recording at my house and we literally just have the two mics set up and we're just sitting in two chairs like across from each other.
Just staring
So
at
we
each
always
other.
like look at each other when we're recording, but it's really funny because the pop filters on the mic sometimes cover
I can
the,
only see your
like
eyes.
face. Yeah, so we usually
It's
can
so
only
funny.
see each other's eyes. Anyways, sorry, what were you saying about work and sweat?
Oh yeah, I have like incredible. See, it's not just like a work and sweat thing though. I'm just like, I think I sweat an abnormal amount.
No, no.
Seriously.
Do you know what it is?
What?
I also think that, but I think it's because we don't sweat an abnormal amount. We both just hate sweating a lot, so
That's so
it
true.
annoys us. Because I also am like, I sweat way more, but I'm like, I don't really.
But I mean,
I'm
like-
way more affected.
I mean, like literally, like drips and trails of sweat dripping down my face and like dripping off my chin onto the floor
From what?
from just like doing things. Like
But
I'll
what
just
things?
walk up
'Cause
the
in
stairs
work,
at
that
work.
makes sense because you are running around the place.
As in, like, I'll walk up the stairs and, like, pop up to reception and ask a question, and then I have to stand there behind their fan for, like, 10 minutes because I'm drenched in sweat. So much so that somebody at work started reading me to filth
Uh-oh.
the other day. He was like, I'm starting to turn into you with all my forehead sweat. And I was like, there is no
Okay,
need.
so I don't really get the forehead sweat that much. I just
get
get a
forehead
lot
sweat,
of back sweat.
Back sweat, pit sweat, tit sweat, clit
ass
sweat.
because I have a fat ass.
Yeah, you got a juicy caboosey. Guys, Elliot's ass is delicious.
I do have a great ass, but it's a blessing and a curse just because when it's sweaty, I always, like TMI, but my ass is always a part that's sweating.
Swamp ass. Swamp ass house. Swamp ass is the
Swamp
word.
ass
You know
is
what the
my-
worst feeling is? Peeling your underwear out of your crack.
Oh,
Come on.
brother.
It's either incredible. No, it's a great feeling, but then the sweat is on it, so like it's just like cold
It's
sweat.
dehumanization
Yeah.
at its finest.
How dare
But
they?
speaking of work, we were saying it last week, I think. But I've been wanting to do this one for a while. Also, just as a therapy for us to rant about it.
So true.
About working service, but this week's episode we're going to dedicate to working in customer service. Cue the soundboard of wailing screams.
Cue the soundboard of Kate Bush saying she'd make a deal with God.
If I only could.
And make a deal with good.
But yeah, I wanted to just
Customer
do one.
service? Sorry.
I just think it's so funny because we both have. I mean, I only started work. Well, no, I've worked in customer service, but I only started working like in a proper because
Well, you don't work in customer service. You work in hospitality.
Yeah, is that not the same thing?
No.
Oh. Well, I mean, like,
We
we all know what I
serve
mean.
customers.
Yeah, I serve the customers. I serve them looks.
I serve the customers at work.
I'm there with a neon purple half-cut crease,
With a
serving the customers their latte at
The
9 a.m.
slimmest 1 millimeter thin thong.
Oh, but no, I meant, sorry, the hospitality industry. But I mean, like, customer service and working... working in jobs with customers. Oh, let me push my thing closer. But yeah, because we both have experience in hospitality sector, and I feel like we both just have so many crooked stories.
Crooked is a really good way to put it, actually.
Because see, and what I'm interested about this episode, I just want to talk about our stories because I think they're funny and just like an example of why you should please treat customer service workers with basic human respect.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Don't talk to me like I'm a fucking McDonald's order machine, bitch.
Literally like I'm the touchscreen thing that never works in McDonald's on Daunt Square. Come on.
But I was going to say is I also think it's interesting because I work in a cafe and Connor works in a bar. So we both have very different demographics of customers and
So
thus very
true.
different experiences.
I have a question though.
What?
Question.
We can ask each other about, or because I feel like we do talk about work all the time, but we don't ask each other like in-depth customer service like questions.
So true. You're boring me. I'm so bored.
Someone's going to be on the line with that.
What? Oh.
Sorry,
What was I gonna say?
An inside joke.
What was I
But,
gonna ask? Oh, okay. So
yeah,
where
continue.
I work, it's like a complex of a bunch of different brands. So people will work in one brand and be like, "Oh, I work in a bar," but I work in the kitchen and
That's
I serve
true.
all the bars. So do
But
I
you
work
work-
in bars?
I would say you still work in like a bar.
Well, yeah,
it's
I would
easier than say
a bar.
bars because like it's a whole complex. You work in a complex that is
Girl,
a bar.
when people on Grindr be asking me where do I work, I'm like, listen, it's honestly a lot to talk about.
And honestly, why are you asking? Are you my employer? No, we're here to like get
If
it
my
down.
employer was asking me where I worked, I'd be a bit worried.
Not here anymore. You're fired.
You're done.
Wait, what was
P45.
your question? Oh, that was your question to say. If
The
you work in-
question I just asked.
I would say a bar, like, because it is one big bar. Like, it's just different bars.
So true.
It's just like alcoholism painted in different colors.
As it should, honestly.
Honestly, but what I was gonna say was, oh yeah, so we both have very different clientele because obviously our work hours are very different as well. Because I'm on that 9 to 5 by Dolly Parton gig, and also, and then your work actually almost starts by the time my work's ending,
Yeah.
which is wild.
I often start at 4 p.m.
Yeah, and I often end at like 5:30 or
4
half
p.m.
4.
weekdays, 12 weekends.
That 12 to 10 shift sounds a bit dehumanizing.
See, it's really funny because like I'll be in there at 12 and then it'll become 4 o'clock and I'm like, oh, this is when I normally start work. So then I like rewire my brain and I'm like starting my shift. So it's like a fresh shift.
Oh, that's honestly slay.
Yeah. I also sometimes.
Also, was it even that busy between like 12 and 4?
You'd be oh
I
my
guess on a
God,
weekend it would
so
be.
shocked. You'd be so shocked. Sometimes we have groups of like 70.
That's wild.
It's really fun. At like 12 when I've just woken up 10 minutes beforehand.
You've woken up and slimed your way to work.
All I've eaten for breakfast is a cigarette and half a Monster. And I'm like,
Oh.
let's get it. Do you guys want some side plates?
And you've eaten that cigarette too.
And my fucking least favorite thing in the world is when I bring out a customer some food and then I get to the table and they're like, do you have ketchup? Because I'm like, I do have ketchup. It's all the way back there though.
No,
So I'm going to have to
so
go
true.
get it and come back to your table.
One thing that stresses me out about that as well is it's that thing, but where I work, people always miss where the cutlery is, and every
So
time I'm
funny.
like going
Me
down to
too.
drop them their stuff, they're like, could you get me some cutlery? I'm like, it's up the fucking tell me you didn't see it.
No, girl, mine is the worst because like there's boxes of cutlery in front of people when they're sitting at their tables and they're like, do you have any cutlery? And I'm like,
how do
it's
you
right
miss
there.
that?
How
And
am I
feel like
supposed to
I also
tell?
would miss that, but how do you miss that? You
See,
know?
I'm trying to figure out how you've approached the table. You look at the table, like, see, but my thing is as well, when a customer asks me if we have any cutlery and it's sitting literally right in front of them, how am I supposed to tell them that it's right there without being rude? Because I'm always like, it's right there.
Well, you could just be like, oh, it's just on the table
But that's
there.
so condescending. It's
Depending
just
on your
on the table.
tone. If you were there going, it's right
it's
there.
right in front of you,
fucking
miss.
idiot.
Come on, open your goddamn eyes.
But I feel like we both have some like wild stories and from very different stories. So I guess it's good for this episode that we work in very different places. Because mine is like just dealing with a lot of just like people who were just like condescending to me and like are impatient or something. And I'm just like, can you shut up? It's 10 a.m. No, it's usually actually like 12. And yours, I feel like it's just drunk people like asking you the most stupid questions.
You know what? More often than not, it's the sober people who are the weird ones.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe
Because
that's why
like the
they're
drunk
sober.
people are like off their legs. You know what I mean? They're just like running.
And they
around
also
the
have
gaff.
an excuse, to be fair, because they
That's
are drunk.
it. That's it. They're just like, where? Hey, boy, where's the bathroom? Is this? It's always. It's never. Where's the bathroom? It's. Is there a bathroom here? And I'm like,
no. There's no bathroom in the whole complex.
In this complex of a million different bars, there's no bathrooms. Please go around the corner to the quick stop. Like,
please go to the nearest gas station.
Yeah, but it's always the sober people because, like, oh my god, I was going up the stairs with food once, and I had a tray of nachos in my hand, and there was some girl who just like was coming down the stairs at the same time, and she looked at the nachos, and she like bald face stared me in the eyes and said, "Ew," and I was like, "What the fuck?" Because I don't even like nachos very much
something
either.
actually that something will happen where we work, because obviously in cafe stuff is like expensive for like I don't know.
It's a specialty cafe, like.
Yeah, but also it's like every cafe, their food is expensive. Like, it's never cheap.
That's so true.
But like we have like
bitch, a fucking scone for $6.50. Like,
not that. Imagine it'll be like that in 2 months. No, but we sell scones, and they're like kind of pricey, but they're also like they are very good quality. And it's like, whatever, just don't buy it if you don't want it. But the amount of people who come up and be like, oh, how much is that? And I'll be like, oh, it's this price, whatever. And they'll be like, oh, never mind then. I'm like, are you in Downton Abbey? I don't care. Just don't buy it. Like, you don't have to be like, why did it offend your family line by Conor
seriously.
that
our products are priced this way.
Yeah, like,
you know what?
And also, I
Go
don't make the
Lidl,
fucking choice.
you know
Like,
what I
stop
mean?
looking at me as if I price it.
Honestly,
I'm working in one cafe of a chain of cafes, and you think I'm responsible, girl.
excuse me, 90-year-old crony. There's food at home.
There's food at home.
I'm gonna
hey,
fart. Should I put my
don't you
ass
have a
up to the
pension? You
microphone?
probably can afford it anyway. Oh.
I'd like you all to know that Elliot is not wearing pants, and it's really funny for me.
Yeah. I'm not wearing pants, and I'm not gonna apologize.
You know what? Don't fucking apologize for that. I would take off my socks, but my corn situation still isn't figured out, and I don't want you to see it on accident.
No, I want to see it on purpose.
Okay. I'll take off my sock.
Also, the heat starts at the feet. I'm gonna make it a thing. I'm like that girl in Mean Girls who's like, fetch is a thing. I'm gonna make it a thing.
It looks much better than it did.
What is it like? Because I want to see if I had a corn, if we had the same thing. You can't even see it.
What the fuck are you talking about? You can definitely feel it.
Put up against to the light.
It's weird. It doesn't hurt.
It looks like a piece of sweet corn, so I guess it's accurately named.
You know what?
Because it's yellowing and
Did
dirty.
you say maimed?
No, named.
What does maimed mean?
It's like when you get like horribly injured.
Oh, that
Like
happened to me.
they were maimed in that car accident.
Like Pamela when she fell down the hill.
Guys, tune in for the last. That was my. I will say, even though we were even though I was having a fucking
Exhausted.
breakdown because we're getting so many interruptions. I think that's my favorite episode we've recorded. The last
It's
episode,
so
guys,
funny.
y'all have to Ew, what was that? Guys, y'all have to check it out.
Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
No, you have to check out the last episode 9. It was so funny because I love talking about the fucking Pablo stories and also just the primary school stories. And it was the way you were the one thing you said in it where you were like, she whipped her head once and twice and there was no thrice.
There was no thrice. Did I say that?
Yeah.
That's
You
so
were like
funny.
in character. But
Not thrice, motherfucker. Who
what was I saying? Oh yeah, so I was gonna say I want to tell like a few stories because I feel like they're just fun to talk about. I also just want to rant because
Fair.
get it together. It's simply a cafe. It's 2 p.m. Why are you getting so hassled?
Why are you having a
about it?
hissy fit, miss?
Like one time, oh my god,
The day has just begun.
this is a short one, but this is just an example. I feel like this is like example of like just stuff that can happen kind of like frequently, not all the time at this extent, but it's just like shit where it's like, calm down, girl.
Like,
Because
relax.
literally one time I was like, because in our cafe it's like a deli as well, and a cafe, and we have a bakery, so like we sell like sandwiches and
A
cakes and coffee.
delicatessen, you say?
What the fuck is delicatessen from, first of all?
I've always thought that it's the word delicacy and the German verb essen,
That's really funny.
right? Delicatessen.
Let me actually look. Sorry, sidebar. I'm gonna look up where the word deli comes from.
I can't remember who said it. I think it was. I want to say it was Lady Gaga. No, it was RuPaul. RuPaul said her favorite word was Mexicatessen, and that is so true. It is such a great word to say.
It's derived. You were close. It's derived from both the German delicatessen, meaning fine foods or delicacies, and the French delicatessen, meaning fanciness. So you were right
You're
that it was
dumb.
German.
Well, obviously it's Essen, and it has to do with food.
That's true. But anyways, oh yeah, so we have a deli, and we were selling sausage rolls, and one time I like gave this man a sausage roll, and I was turning around to like do someone else's order because he was busy and it was coffee, and he ordered a coffee, and he was standing there for, I'm not kidding, maybe 20 seconds, 30 seconds, a minute at best, and he literally like turned around, he was like, "Can you give me my coffee? My food's going stone cold." And I said,
Cold.
Stone
Stone Cold
Cold
by Demi
by
Lovato.
Demi Lovato? Are you serious? And like when we like, because we have an oven to heat stuff, when it's like when the food's heated, it's piping, bitch. It is not gonna go stone cold in a minute.
That happens a lot as well, where like we'll bring food out to the customers and then it gets sent back because they're like, it was cold. But then every single person in the kitchen will like test it and like touch it and shit to see if it was cold. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. No, it's not cold.
No, it's
But it's always those customers as well who are like, I'm not paying for that.
It's always those people though who are like, it's cold, who like, they seem to have a weird fucking barometer for temperature. Because I've had so many people been like, oh, I can get it like, can you like heat it up please? And it's like bubbling hot, and it's like, what is your conception of temperature that's really cold for you?
Because Kitty,
because it's always the same people who are extremely like, no, that's too cold. But it's always like, it's never like it's actually cold, it's always like hot, but they just are weird.
No,
like
see, like Kitty, for me, hot is like, if it's warm, it's hot. I'll eat anything cold, you know what I mean? I don't mind.
Yeah.
But Kitty always has her food piping, like sear the roof of my mouth off hot. It's so funny.
That's so interesting.
It's so funny.
That's so interesting.
Is it really funny?
But and also people who we always laugh about it in work. People who ask,
excuse me,
about getting. Wait, sorry, I malfunctioned. People who ask for their like coffees extra hot when you simply can't make it like any hotter.
Yeah.
Because like, there's no like, oh, we're doing it lukewarm for you. Like, we're doing it like as hot as we can do it without like burning the milk or something.
See, but like, why
so
would
funny.
you want that?
Because those people are, I'm always like, sure, and I give them like, I give everyone
a regular,
like,
yeah,
because it's, you can't make it like what
and
coffees are you
let me
drinking?
tell you, they can never tell the difference.
Yeah, because I feel like
it's a hot beverage.
I feel like they're drinking their like lukewarm Americano at home or something, and that's what's like getting them
See,
going.
probably because like I know my coffee machine, it doesn't like heat the milk necessarily when it froths it, so then the coffee turns out just like warm.
Why doesn't it heat the milk when it froths it?
See, it does, but just not enough. Because by the time it's all frothed, it's like, if you want it to get hot, then it's like maybe 90% froth and then like 10% milk.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's really fun.
But yeah, it's just like stuff like that, and it's just like everyday things where you're just like, oh, some of them are so jarring as well, because people will come up and I'm trying to like tell their energy, and they'll be like really aggressive about something, but then they'll be nice, and then I'm like, I feel like I'm in like a toxic relationship with them. I'm like, this back and forth, and it's all within 20 seconds at 10 a.m. And I'm like, what's happening? Are you like, are you good energy or bad energy? I can't tell.
Just so you know, I think I just cut my back open, which is really cool.
Love that.
A lot of the time, I'll like go to a table with food and the customers are like so standoffish, don't want to see anybody, like, but then I'll give them the food and then immediately they're like the happiest person in the world.
Yeah, it's
so
hard to tell like their someone's energy. And like, to be fair, I feel like it's weird because I think some people are like just, oh, there's a fly in the window.
Yeah, I just started twitching over it.
Said, some people are just like standoffish, like naturally, I feel like, or just a lot. But then it's like, it literally takes someone could insult my family, but then if they'll be like, if they give the right energy and they're like, thank you, I'm like, oh my god, wait, they're a great person.
No, same. Although, this is a good customer service story. I brought food to a table the other day, and it was two women, and all of the food, there was like 4 orders, and like all of the food was for just this one woman, and she was so enthusiastic and so excited and so happy about it. And she asked me for ketchup, and I was like, yes, I will gladly get you ketchup, because she was kind to me. So I went and I got her ketchup, and when I brought it back, she offered me some of the food. She was like, do you want some? You carried it all the way up here. It must have been heavy.
Aww.
And I was like, I would love some. I appreciate that offer, but there's cheese all over it. I'll die. And she was like, do you want any of the chips or anything? And I was like, honestly, no, it's so fine. Enjoy your food. And then she gave me a €5 tip. And I was like, what the hell? And she said,
people like that as well are so nice.
She handed it to me and she looked me dead in the eyes, all like full serious tone. So I know she was joking. She was like, don't spend it all at once. And I was like, that is so funny.
Yeah, I love like, and that's the thing as well, because like in like hospitality and shit, when you deal with so much like stupid or annoying shit or just getting dehumanized by people, when there's that one good customer service reality, I meant to say situation.
I need to stop sharting my pants.
I'm also very gassy.
I just had so
not
much
like gassy,
tuna.
but I'm very like. Yeah, no, I am. Like I have that stomach. Do you know when in your stomach where it's like something's bubbling,
Something's pushing
something's
out.
brewing.
Mhm. Double
I don't know
bubble,
why. I think
doyle
it's
and
just 'cause I'm
trouble.
anxious. But
Excuse me.
not the beatboxing, but I was gonna say, oh yeah, it's just because you deal with so much detriment on a daily basis.
Like near death.
Yeah, that when there's that one good customer like interaction, that it just like brightens your day
Yeah.
so much.
I always tell them as well, like if they're super nice to me or if they're just like super funny or whatever, I'm like, you guys are fucking great. I hope you have a great time here.
One of the nicest like customers I ever had was like this 15-year-old girl, and
It's
she
always
was
the kids. It's always the kids.
It's always the younger ones because I don't know, they have manners. Like I don't know
Right?
what it is, because like not to bring ageism into it, but I deal with like the majority of like my bad customer experiences at work are like from old people or from people in like
But
their
from what I've
late
heard-
60s 70s. I think it's just a thing where they're like they don't even, some of them I can tell they don't even realize they're doing it. It's just like this kind of ignorance thing.
That's what I was gonna
and
say. From what I've
impatience.
heard, it seems like they're all super haughty.
Yeah, they are. Or like something that will really bug me is like the literally big thing they'll do is just, because I'll be like, oh hiya, or just like, hey, what can I get for you, whatever, you know, just a standard greeting, and they'll literally like, it's the fact that they just don't even address you like you're like human, like you're a
Yeah.
person talking. They'll literally say, and like this is like quote repeat. They'll literally be like, scone and a tea. Like they won't even say, can I have?
It's so
It
weird.
just like it makes it such a like bland, like it just takes down level where I'm like, can you not address me with a full English sentence, girl?
Oh my god, something that happens to me all the time at work. Oh my god, this is crazy to me. Oh wait, I just remembered a story that I want to tell you because it's so funny. But I'll tell you that
yeah, I have
after.
two I need to say because they're wild.
A lot of the time I'll go to a table with a tray full of food, and I like, you know, take the chicken burger off and be like, y'all have your chicken burger or whatever, and all of them will just sit there and be as quiet as fucking
Oh, and you don't know who to
possible.
give it to?
Yeah, and I'm just standing there, literally holding the food, looking at all of them, being like,
Cricket.
the chicken burger, and all of them are like. But then there's always
So
one person
awkward.
who's like, I think that's over there, and I'm like, you think? I'm just gonna fucking
Y'all
put it there
ordered
anyway.
it. Yeah, I would just put it on the table.
Ordered it. You ordered it. Why don't you fucking know what you ordered, prick?
Like one day, like for example, this is like this shit where I'm like, this is one of the interactions that I was just like, enough. I know.
I've had
One like, so a thing is we didn't do like teapots or whatever, and a woman was asking, and we get asked that a lot. And I was like, no, sorry, and I kid you not, she was, when I was like, no, sorry, we don't, she was like, I was like, that, like the level of like condescension and like patronizing that
Not
is, like, imagine
tutting at
tutting,
you.
like I'm a human person working in my job. You can't just tut at me. It was
Like-
so rude, and I was like, I'm at the fucking hall, the like over the counter at her, and it was just like, I was like, I can't believe you have such like
I would
ignorance.
have. See, I genuinely would have probably hopped over the counter and grabbed her by the throat. Like, you're finished after that.
No, it's so annoying because I wish
gonna
we could
take
simply
you
talk
down.
back to the customers, just so I could like, not even to be like, you're a fucking cunt, but just to be like, excuse me, that's rude.
That's
I'm working
so
here. Like
disrespectful.
we're all like, it's just like, and that's what I'm saying. It's a lot of it is just like that, not that level, but that energy of just like, just not having like respect for people that are like,
or not even
doing
respect.
their
It's just
jobs.
like a common sense thing. A lot.
yeah,
of
or
the
just
time. It's so
civility,
funny.
like, and just like being like ignorant and impatient. And that's what I'm saying, where it's like, I don't know what it is, and it's not like me being like all old people are bad, because there's lovely like old people who come in, but it's most of the time it is like the older people who are, I think it's just like, it's, you know what it is, entitlement. That's
Entitlement,
what it
for
is.
sure.
Entitlement, because they just, I think they expect everything because they're older to be like, like, you know, everyone to like cater to their every need, or to like just let them kind of walk all over them.
I will say the older people that we get at my place are actually so nice. They're always so. But oh my
But
god,
that's a very different demographic as well.
the other day, there was an old couple and they were American and they got a bunch of food. Not you on the phone while I'm reminiscing. They got food and I went out to them and I gave them their food, and then the guy looked at me and he was like, it's our anniversary, it's our like X year anniversary, and we're sharing, can we have some side plates? And I was like,
You start crying and they're like, can we have some side plates? Sir, can we have some side plates? Is he-
Guys, wait,
does
you
he
have
work-
to hear
does
this.
he
They're
work
on
here?
side plates. They're
Is there a manager? Is there a
so
manager?
cute. Hi, I'm the manager.
Plot twist.
They yeah, it was lovely.
Yeah, that's what like there's some really cute old couples that come in and it's like really sweet, and then there's just people like that woman who was like,
There was
shut the hell up.
there was once a group of 4 men, and they were like Irish, like they were Corkonian, you know what I mean? They're like, they're from Cork, bye. And I had to stand there and explain to them what mayonnaise was.
What do you mean? Are they alive? Are they human beings?
Right? Like, I literally was
That's
up there and they
wild.
were asking for ketchup. And whenever they asked for ketchup, I was like, yeah, will I bring out some mayo for you guys as well? And they were like, what? And I was like, some mayo. And they were like, what? And I was like, mayonnaise. And they were like, what's that? And I literally had nothing
Oh
else to
my
say
God.
except, it's this like savory, like white sauce. And they were just like, yeah, actually, that sounds nice. And I was like, what the fuck? How do you not know what mayonnaise is? They were like 28.
What the fuck?
It was so strange.
That's some
And like
such a niche
immediately
thing
after,
to
I
not
actually
know
done something
about.
so stupid. I literally turned around from the table and I was still there, and I just looked at my coworker and I was like, "They just asked me what mayonnaise was," but like warranted. How do you not know what fucking
Yeah,
mayonnaise
how do
is,
you not
dude?
know what mayonnaise is? That's wild. There was something I was gonna
And
say.
that's what it
on
is.
that
They were sober.
vein.
They
What
were
was
sober,
it?
and that's why I was like, the sober ones are always the weirder ones.
Yeah, that is wild. I'm trying to think. There was something that was on the tip of my
Oh,
um
I broke my phone
tongue,
case.
and I can't remember what it was. I'll come back to it. But getting back to what I was saying a minute ago as well was, yeah, one of the nicest customers I had was like a 15-year-old girl, and it's just that
Oh,
thing
yeah.
of like, because you're dealing with so much detriment, so sometimes it's like day to day, like in any like customer service job, I feel like, but this girl was so nice, and she was like, most of the stuff that people just like ask for herself, she was like, I'm so sorry to be a bother now, but can you do this? And I was like, of course, I'll give you the shop,
Come on.
take my job,
No,
take my week's
It's always
wages.
those people where it's like, I hope it's no bother
No,
to you. And I'm
literally.
like, I will do anything for
It's
you.
always the people where you're like, no, I'll get. Do you know what? Don't even pay for it. It's
No,
on me. Like
You-
honestly,
I will actually give you a tour of the building. In fact,
Do you know what? Do you
VIP?
want? Do you want just like money? Do you want free money?
I will stay clocked in.
But it
for
was
the
the
week
fact
and
that
then
and
give
she
you
was
my
like
paycheck.
only like a teenager, and she was so nice, and I was like, you deserve everything. Take it all. Take it all away.
There's often a lot of really like fish femme teenagers who come into work and they're like super fucking cool, and they're always really really nice to me because they get my vibe as well because I have a mullet.
Yeah, but I think it's just Gen Z as well, are just nice because like, I don't know.
We understand the horrors of mental turmoil so much more. I
Yeah,
feel.
and like millennials as well. It's like the same thing. And like that's what most people, and it's like, again, it's not like all old people, but it's, for my demographic, because it's a cafe as well, we also, most of our customers are like older people. But oh, there was one, oh yeah, that other like major one I had, which was just like, it was so like, it was actually wasn't too bad because I was so like aware of like how I was just like, oh, this is just gonna be like a bad, like a funny, like stupid
Mhm.
bad customer service like story at the time it was happening. Because what was funny, because we have different, like obviously when there's a few of us on, we're at like a different station, so like I might be on like on the coffee part and someone else might be on the deli. Connor's like miming sucking off his mic. But at one point, oh yeah, there was this woman who ordered like some sandwich, and then she oh, that was the point I was going to say. Sorry, I remember what I was going to say. I'm going to try and keep that in my brain for after. But she ordered like a sandwich off someone else, and they like, I think they just forgot to make it, which happens like occasionally when there's a lot of people. It's just like an honest mistake or whatever. And then I was on the deli, and first, like, she just started off on the wrong foot because I was on the deli. She didn't even come over and was just like, oh, sorry, I didn't get my sandwich. Or like, excuse me. She started like shouting over at me, being like, excuse me, where's my sandwich? And I was like, this was what was the wild thing was. Like, she knows she didn't order off me. I didn't know what, like, her order on. She was like, I
She
ordered
didn't
a
order off
sandwich.
you.
And I was like, what did you put in it? This whole, first of all, to give a preface to what I'm about to say, because it escalates like so much. This all could have been saved if she just fucking told me what was in her sandwich, but she wouldn't. So I was like, what was in it? And she was like, it was a sandwich. And I was like, what was in the sandwich? Obviously, it wasn't like saying it like that, but I was like, yeah, what was in the sandwich? I can make it up again for you. And she was like, it was a bacon sandwich. And I was like, was it on like white or brown? And she was like, it was whatever. And then I was like, shit, I forgot to ask her, because we've loads of different breads, and you've asked them. And I was like, oh shit, I need to ask her what bread. And then I went down and asked her, and she was like, oh, that's what she kept saying. She was like, the other lad made it for me. Ask him. I was like, why don't you just tell me your
If
order?
the other lad, like, why don't, like...
Just tell me your order. And it was like, that was the whole crux to it. The whole thing was like, she could have just told me her order,
And it would have been solved.
no, literally. And I was like, I went down. I was like, yeah, okay, I'll ask him. I went down, and he was like, oh, it was like a wrap. And I was like, "Are you sure it's a wrap?" Because she kept saying it was a sandwich, and he was like,
Excuse me.
he was like, "No, it was definitely a wrap." And as I was walking up, I was like, "No, literally." I remember as I was making it, I was turning to like my coworkers. I was like, "This is gonna be the wrong one. I know this is gonna be the wrong
Yeah.
one." So I was just like, that's why I was like, I wasn't like that like stressed out about it, because I was like, "This is just stupid. I know she's just going to get mad anyway."
Mhm.
But I like brought it down to her, and she was like, immediately, I brought it down. I was like, "Here we go, 3, 2, 1," and she was like, "That's not my sandwich. I want a refund." And I was like, "Okay, I'll go get the
refund,
manager
girl?
if you want to wait over the till." And then I wasn't like up close to her when she was getting the refund because the manager was doing that. But I did see like, because she had a cup of tea as well, which she like drank obviously. And then he gave her the money back for the sandwich, and then she was like, "Are you not gonna refund me for my tea?" While it was like empty next to her, and
Girl, nah.
he was like, "You drank it," and she was like, and just got in a huff and walked away. And I was like, "Is it that serious?
Is it ever that serious?"
And it was funny because I think I caught her, like I could tell, because when I was walking down, she was just like stopping after talking to like a family that was sitting next to her, probably like shit talking us. And I was like, "Girl, let's look at the like statistics. They clearly all have their order fine, and so does everyone else. Like yours was just one."
That's
fuck
what
up.
I'm saying. That
So,
shit
like,
happens so often.
So that was like the one, that's like probably the worst one I've had, just in terms of like so much shit. And again, throughout that whole story, she could have literally just told me her sandwich order,
And everything
and
would
also
have been
keep
okay.
in mind, we were busy, and she was waiting before she came up to me. She was waiting probably about 5-10 minutes max, like that she didn't
Which
get her
is
sandwich.
grand, like.
Yeah, which is fine because we were also busy and there's only so much of us. But she was not having it.
There's always those who just
Nicked.
won't have it. I just remembered there's a customer who sometimes comes in and like the managers know him as just like this fucking annoying person to deal with.
Yeah, I love when you have the same recurring customer. And you're like, "Oh brother, this guy's
No, like,
stinks."
oh brother. But I was serving him the other day and
"I can't believe how high your streak is. 59 days. Don't stop now. It's so good." Sorry, I was reading my Duolingo notification.
not Duolingo. She's
It's
fierce.
slaves.
She is fierce.
Duolingo sponsor us.
But
Sorry,
yeah,
I
so
interrupted.
there was drama with this customer because like him and his wife are divorced or something, and there's this whole thing.
Oh
With
my
the
god, that reminds me of
child.
another story. I have to say.
Okay, work. There's this whole thing with their child where she gets mad at him if he takes him out to pubs because it's a child.
Yeah, can see the
'Cause it's a
validity
child.
of that.
See, it kind of makes sense with this place, like where he came to us because like children are always there. You know what I mean? There's
Yeah.
facilities for kids there. You know.
Yeah, that's
But
fair.
fucking, and yeah, that's just the backstory. I was serving him, and he was like, "Hey." Well, first of all, he was like, "I got," and I said, "Sorry." I was like, "Sorry, I didn't catch that. Could you just repeat that?" And then he was like, and then the kid was like, "Can I please get the drunken rib?" And I was like, "Yeah, you know what? You of course can get the drunken rib." And then I asked your man again what he ordered, and he said very slowly, "The bacon cheeseburger, everything on it." And I was like, "Okay."
So the bacon
Slay.
cheeseburger.
Yeah, and I was like, "Slay, no problem." And I brought it up to him, and then they were eating it. They were munch, crunch over it.
Moinch. Crunch,
Katie Laurie was saying that she was losing her mind over that video on my Snapchat story.
So funny because it
on the
lined up
podcast story.
perfectly. If you
Munch,
didn't see
munch,
the
crunch,
we we'll talk about that in a minute. But we recently purchased Super Mario Bros. Deluxe to play together, and it's sickening.
It is
It's
so
also
much
so
fucking fun.
dehumanizing,
So
but it's so
so
fun.
dehumanizing.
Anyway, sorry, continue.
yeah, so
they're
anyways,
munching.
they're munch, critchity crunch. And I was walking past their table, and he like flagged me down by clicking and whistling. And
Oh, that's the worst as
Right.
well. It's so patronizing. man.
yes, it is. But I went over to him, and he had already eaten like 2/3 of the burger, and he was like, "I asked for a plain bacon cheese," and I was like, "Well, you specifically asked for everything on it, but that's no problem. I can get that changed for you in the kitchen if you'd like." And he was like, "Yeah, I want a new burger. I'm not going to pay for it though." And I was like, "Cool, I'll say it to my manager and he can pop over to you." So I went over to the floor supervisor and I was like, "He already ate half the burger. He said he doesn't want to pay for it and he wants a full new burger." So he sounded the managers to him, and he was the kind of customer that like, the managers were just like, "We see him all the time. Let's just give him what he wants and then he'll get out." And that was it. And literally that's all that happened. But it's just so
Oh.
inconvenient, fully inconvenient,
It's
especially
just
because
so
he was
stupid.
sitting, his table was 7,000 flights of stairs away from the kitchen, which means I had to go up to him about 6 times up a billion
Oh.
flights. Sir, you weren't worth it.
But oh no, that reminded me of another one that I'm going to say before I forget it. But apparently, I wasn't there, but I was told this by one of my coworkers. But apparently, I think, or we like speculated that someone broke up with someone in her cafe like while they were there.
I love seeing shit like that.
Because apparently what happened was it was like two, like a man and a woman came in and they ordered like coffees, because where we work, you like order up at like the till or like where the coffee and all the cakes are displayed, and then you sit down and then like you can bring yourself with you or we'll drop it down or whatever. And apparently I think when one of them went to drop it down, they were like, no, they overheard them like fighting and like having like a heated discussion. And then when one of them dropped it down, I think they were like, oh, is this for whoever or whatever? And one of them was like, just not, I think the girl was just like silent and not talking at all, and the guy was like, yeah, it's here or whatever. And then I think he just like at one point just stood up and like walked out, and she was just sitting there on her own, like really mad.
No.
And it was at one of the front seats, like right at the top.
Oh, so everybody got a full view of it.
Yeah, but
there's couples. It's so funny actually. There was one time one of the departments in the building was like fully ready to close. Like the bar was closed. We were stopped like serving food and everything.
Oh, don't get me started on closing.
This was great.
Oh, okay.
Because closing, customers and closing can be fucking miserable.
Can be annoying.
But this one was lovely because the entire bar was empty and these two people just had a table in the middle of the bar, and it was their first date, and they were there for like maybe 6-7 hours. And at one point they just got up and they tipped the bar a huge tip, and they were like, this is our first date, we had an incredible time, we just like really wanted to let you guys know that we had an amazing time here and your service was great. And when they were leaving, the girl so the guy left first because the girl was getting water or something, and she said to one of the floor staff that she thinks she fell in love with him that night. And I was like, that was the most beautiful.
First date.
Well, they'd known each other for years and years, like, but it was their first date.
That's
and
cute.
It was so fucking wonderful. I love shit
That's
like
really
that.
Cute.
But then there's other couples who are just the worst pair, but you can tell they're perfect for each other because they're both horrible.
Awful.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean. No, there's nothing stranger, than seeing a couple and like serving a couple, but one of them is an absolute fucking abhorrent prick,
and then
but the other person is an
so
angel.
Nice.
The nicest person you'll
like,
ever
why
meet.
are you with them, honey?
It's like, I'm right here.
No, but talk about closing. One thing that, oh my god, never ceases to fucking annoy me is like because at certain times, like when we're getting ready to close, we'll like put the barrier up and we'll close off like a section off areas of seating to like start like mopping the floors because we need to like get it all done and we can't just like wait until the very end. And like there'll literally be points where we have this big like yellow barrier that literally says do not walk past this point, and all the tables will have like, there'll be no stuff on them, like because there's usually like milk and sugar or whatever on the tables, and there'll be no stuff on them, and it'll all be cleared, and like the tables will clearly have been wiped, and people will take the barrier aside and go and sit down. When there's other seats, like there's not a lack of seats. Like it happened like the other day with like a family. I'm like, I literally dead stared down at them and I was like, that's really interesting, yeah.
We have barriers as well, like rope barriers to like close off certain areas if they're like not open that day or whatever.
Yeah.
But customers will always just take off the barrier and like unhook it and
It's
then just
like
go up.
ignorance.
And I'm like,
can you not? Like
or
it's there for a reason.
the amount of customers who, oh my god. Okay, so where I'm like stationed constantly, if I'm not falling up and down the stairs at top speed,
if you're not eating the fucking food,
if I'm not
trays.
crashing through the floors, then I'm always just like in my little hobbit hovel, and there's 2 signs on the door that are like staff only or like fucking, you know, like I just passed out. Yeah, there's like 2 signs on the door that are like, this area is restricted for staff members only. So many customers just open the door and come in, and they see me standing there like with a bunch of like storage and like a fuck ton of stock and everything, trying to like wrap cutlery and stuff, and they're like, are these the bathrooms? And I'm like, sir,
hardly,
this is the
kitchen.
This is the kitchen. I'm like, I could be if you wanted me to be, but you're
that's
actually
another
kind of
story
uggo.
for after hours.
That's a different story for when I'm clocked in tomorrow. I'm tired right now.
Yeah, but it's like stuff like that. But like it's different because like you have ropes is one thing, but when I say this is like a
industrial grade, like
no, it's like a
NASA.
3 feet like high, like high vis yellow, like because we work in a center and it's like a high vis yellow, like 3 feet wide, massive barrier that goes across the whole way, and it's like, it's, you know what, we're just putting it up there for fun. Like, what do you think?
It's just for decoration, guys. Don't worry.
And I know they know, and they just want to get a seat, like a certain seat, but I'm like, There's other seats.
If
Get
you
over
can't,
it.
you can't. I'm so
Get
sorry.
over
If the bus is full, are you gonna fucking pick somebody off by the hair and throw them on the ground? Yeah, I would.
I would,
My
but
point
that's
is
my
moot.
prerogative, and that's my own issues that don't relate to
Yeah,
hospitality.
exactly.
But yeah, it's just like some people, and then some people are just oh my god, the manic energy. Some people are just fucking wild, and their energy is just
Crazy.
so chaotic.
Chaos. It's
Like,
so sometimes they're
so-
really fun.
Yeah, sometimes it's fun chaotic, and then sometimes it's like, hello,
No, wait, before you get into whatever you want to say, will I tell you what the worst kind of chaotic is?
what?
It's hilarious to me, but when I think about it retrospectively, I'm always like, that's so funny, but every time it's actually happening, I'm always so pissed off. I'll go in to start my shift at like 12 p.m. in the kitchen, and the chefs in there are like blasting this insane like EDM house music, blasting it, and I'm just standing there and I'm like, guys, can you
It's
please
too
just like
much.
turn that down? And they're
No,
like,
that
"Nope."
yeah, that happens because we have our own music, and sometimes they'll put on like trap remixes,
And it's so
and I'm
fucking
like,
funny.
it's too early.
My favorite things are like the trap remixes of songs, but it's just like trap remixes, but the vocal track is sped up insanely.
Oh my god, I heard one of "Easy on Me" by Adele, and I was like,
Stop!
stop!
Because I heard one
ruining
of
it.
I heard one of "Good for You" by Olivia Rodrigo, and she literally said, "Well, good for you, because you moved on really
Yeah,
easily."
'cause it's
And I was
already a
like, what
fast
the fuck?
song.
Right, bitch?
They said fucking Sonic speed.
Good for
bitch.
you, you look happy and healthy, not me. Like, you can't even. What's she saying?
Come here, look at me, look at me, if you ever get around.
That's another thing as well. Hearing the same songs over.
Oh my god!
I'm sick of Bad Habits by
Because in the center,
fucking Ed Sheeran.
because of the center we work as well, or like where I work, they have like music going around. Obviously, the whole center they have one playlist, and it's always like, no offense, but it's always the most like bland, like the generic like pop ones, the like popular ones. And I'm not like being one of those who's like, I hate pop music, but I'm like, I like pop music that's good.
Right? I like pop music. I like
But
popular
it's always
music
like
that
the
is
same,
good.
like it's the same exact sound and type of like pop music, and I'm just like, not for the 5 minutes.
See, that's it. Because
But
it's
then when
that.
Deja Vu by Olivia Rodrigo comes on, I say
I
slay.
slay the house. Sometimes, every now and then, Doja Cat will come on at work, and I always like
And
stand
then it's
there.
a slay.
Yeah, or like I told Elliot earlier, I left my shift yesterday at like 10 o'clock or like 10:30, and I had walked out and I was trying to light my cigarette, but I didn't have a lighter, so I stepped back in just to get a cigarette, and I heard Charlie XCX's new summer banger, Hot in It, featuring Tiesto. And it just started when I like set foot back in the building, so I was like, this was fate. So I just stood there in the foyer and I listened to the entire song, and then I went and got a lighter, which I ended up stealing on accident because I have ADHD, and then I brought it home, and the guy who I took it off is out of work for the next while because he's getting his tonsils out, so he's probably never going to get that lighter back. So in case you're listening to this, sorry.
It's crimes by neurodivergent. Pleading
You
guilty.
wouldn't steal a car.
Wait, there was that's the same because we had that. So it was like that center music, and I was like, God, but we because our like speakers were broken for ages, but then we finally got them working again, like recently, and like even today it was so good because we had like a playlist on that was like, it was like pop, indie pop, like kind of the like new kind of like popular ones at the
Alternative
moment. A lot of them
bedroom
are from like
pop.
TikTok and stuff, and it was so good because it was like Glimpse of Us by Joji and all I Ever Asked by Rachel. Yeah,
Just in case they don't know what songs we're talking about.
and like they had Hot in It by Charlie.
That's
And it was
such a
all just
fierce
like really
song.
good songs, and I was like, yes, this is what I need.
Since Running Up That Hill is getting popular now, it comes on at work.
Yeah, only good.
And make it do it's good. Not you spit taking. Sometimes that comes on at work, and since that has been a favorite song of mine for the past like 2-3 years, it always feels very nice because I'll just be like walking through and I look sexy and delicious, and then Running Up That Hill by Kate Bush is just blasting at top volume, and I'm like, yeah.
Apparently my dad was like, she made like, do you hear how much she made out of that? She made like 2 million since like Stranger Things, and I was like, yeah,
I would
deservedly
hope so.
so.
I would hope so.
Deservedly
Now give her
so.
$2 million for her
She-
entire album,
I didn't
The
realize
Dreaming.
that she wrote
Wuthering Heights.
Wuthering Heights when she was 17.
When she was 17, bitch.
That's a fucking gag.
Yeah, so true. Go stream Ariel. It's Ariel by Kate Bush. Listen to that.
Then go stream Running Up the Hill and go stream Wuthering Heights, but go look at the Wuthering Heights acapella because it's very funny.
Hilarious. Also stream The Dreaming by Kate Bush if y'all really want to get into some Kate Bush action. Great album.
She's very much a slay.
She's
She'd honestly. Slay 'em. Slayin' two. Slayin' Shay, new she. Slay 'em weech. Slayin' shiv. Slayin' shit. And the podcast just cuts.
That's the
If
end.
you
of the
haven't
episode.
seen that fucking, it's such a funny TikTok. I don't know if I have like the. Do you have like the person who made it?
I could find it.
Just so we can give
So we can
credit.
credit.
It's so funny. It's just a
Yes,
girl pretending to be like an Irish teacher, and it's like the mannerisms are so accurate.
It's
Too
the-
accurate. It's wild.
What gets me is the TikTok voice at the start because it's so loud when she just says slay.
Slay.
Slay 'em. Slain two. Slain Shay, new she. Slay 'em weech. Why did you harmonize with that beach? She's probably known by a lot of people, more people than I realize she's known about, because this
Yeah.
TikToker is like my TikToker right now. Maddie Grace Jepson.
That's not the girl who did Slay.
That's not the girl who did it. Sorry, that was the girl whose TikTok I just played there. She is one of the funniest people I've ever seen in my life.
She's the one who did
This fucking video, dude.
Oh my god. That's
It's
so
so
I would
funny.
do.
Hiya. Okay, I'm gonna try to find that.
She's the one who Maddie Grace Jepson is the one who did
I
love you for infinity. What? Love you for
infinity.
Imagine if someone's headphones like disconnected during like them listening to the podcast and it was out loud and that's just what was playing. I love you for infinity.
Oh wait, there she is.
Yeah, what's her name?
The Instagram, the TikTok, account. I guess I'm following them. It's called Block_TG Caher.
Yeah,
It's
so
BLOC_TG.
that's the person who made it. It's just so funny. Wait, play the actual TikTok. It's very good. Shout out to them.
Oh, when did I follow them? I'm so okay with that.
Not
Not Rihanna.
not the copyright.
Slay. Slay 'em. Slayin' two. Slayin' Shay, no she.
Share.
Slayin' weech. Slayin' shiv. Slayin' shit.
If you've ever like studied Irish or like been in like
You get the
education
humor behind it,
like
then.
in secondary school in Ireland, it's just so accurate. It's so funny. It also gives like English teacher energy.
Oh, not the Wuthering Heights a cappella like you were just talking about.
Oh my god, play like 2 seconds of it so we can copyright.
That's it.
Excuse me. Anyways, we went off on a tangent.
Yeah, we really did something there.
because we were talking about
Kate Bush.
yeah.
And then TikTok, I guess.
But getting back to the core of it. Please treat hospitality workers and retail
with just a
and
little
customer
bit of
service
decency.
workers with like I know you're like people are like busy and people are going their day, but we're also going about our day.
You know what? We're also
And
fucking
also,
busy.
you can make like a genuine like. I don't want to be like one of those people who are like, yeah, I can make it. But it really does make you don't know the fucking difference it makes to someone's shift or someone's day when
Seriously.
you're nice to them. Like,
Seriously.
because you could have just had the worst customer interaction. Like, I literally some days I'll have like the worst customer interaction, and then I'll have like one good one. I'm like, yeah, I'm so fine.
No, literally so fine. Did I ever tell you about the group of 3 women who asked me who tried to give me their numbers, all 3 of them, and then one of them asked me if I could work in her bar?
No.
Because I was serving them. I was on the floor that day and I was serving them, and they were so nice. They were in their like maybe they're like late 40s, early 50s, and there was one. She felt like the ringleader of the group. You know the way there's always the one person
Yeah.
who's like the ringleader. And she stopped me and she was like, when I was at their table, she was like, I was just wondering if we could give you our numbers. Maybe you wanted to give us a little bit of a chat sometime. And I was like, that's so sweet, but you're hitting the wrong demographic there, miss. And then she was like, that's so fine. And then I came back later and she was like, the service here has been incredible. You've been so lovely. Would you consider coming working for my bar? And I was like, girl, where's your bar? And she
What's
like
the
told me
rate?
and everything. And she was like, yeah, the staff that I have now are just shit. And I was like, that is so funny. No, I won't come work there.
Because I have Stockholm syndrome for my current job.
I love it there. I really do.
Yeah,
I really, really do.
I love it for you. No, I do, but I was gonna say, shit. Wait, what was I saying? Oh, PSA as well. Obvious PSA, but I just want to say it because it's happening to
again.
girls in work. fucking old men. I'm sure it must happen a lot with you considering the environment.
It happens
But
so
old
often. I know what
creepy
you're gonna
men
say.
who come in and harass the women in work.
Yeah.
Nothing worse. Scum of the earth.
Scum of the earth. What are you doing,
Nothing
sir?
worse.
What are you
Like there was these
doing?
old. One time there was these old this group of like late 60s, I would say, early 60s to late 60s men, like 3 men who come in and kept like trying to flirt with and making like uncomfortable one of my coworkers, and she was literally 19, and she doesn't look like, she looks 19 as well. She doesn't like look old for her age or some shit like that. Like she literally like looks like she's 19 or 20, and it's like, what are you doing? Like, what are
One
you
of the
doing with
most
your
common
life
ones
that
that
you're
we
doing
get-
that? It's so disgusting.
Seriously though, one of the most common ones we get is like when an older gentleman.
Because I was
will
gonna say,
ask,
you must have it a lot at a bar, like
so many,
especially with drunk people.
So many.
Because haven't you said a lot of people also have, like, a lot of men have grabbed your ass as well?
Girl, so many men have grabbed my booty
And aren't
cheeks.
so many of them straight as well?
Girl, you know that's not a problem.
Oh, I know, but I'm saying it's funny.
I mean,
for-
not a problem. I meant to say that it's not uncommon.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so I'll talk about that in a sec, but one of the most common things, it's so fucking annoying. It's fucking miserable. An older gentleman will say maybe 700 pushing 800.
Maybe 15,000.
They'll ask one of the younger female floor staffs for a sex on the beach, and then, can I get a drink as
no.
well?
So bad and awful and stupid, and
See,
you're not funny, you're just weird.
It was funny once because this, like, it was a family, and this like 12-year-old was she asked me, she was like, can I get a sex on the beach but hold the beach? And I was like, you're hilarious.
that's
You're
funny.
12. That's so
Yeah.
funny. Then she ended up getting a cuddles on the beach, which is an all-alcoholic version, which is a lot more
That's all she
dehumiliating.
needs, a 12.
Right? A cuddle on the beach. Oh, the other one, men.
enemy
So
of all.
there's a lot of stairs in work where I work, and
Sorry, I
oh,
thought you meant like people looking at you.
well, yeah, that too. Okay, I would like to preface this with I have this like thing that I do at work where I just like plant my hands on anything that I can see nearby, and then I just stick out my little ass and shake it. And I do it for the
Yeah.
staff members because some of them find it really funny.
Yeah.
And if the right song is on, I will shake my little tushy.
Yeah.
And so I will say my buttock is probably more often on display at work than anywhere else, which is so fucking funny. But so I understand why people are, attracted to the idea of grabbing my cahooter,
Yeah, for sure.
But there's plenty of stairs, and whenever there's a man behind me on the stairs, he just always will grab my ass. He just always will grab my ass or like smack my ass or something. And I like, it's so funny now because
Yeah.
I'm at a point now where I'll just turn around to them and I'm like, did you like it? Did you like it? Like, I don't care anymore.
What's
about
like
it.
the age demographic of that? Is it always like the older men?
No, actually, it can be anybody from like 20 to like 800. It's so funny.
And what's the reaction when you turn around then?
Actually, one time I made a customer so fucking unbearably uncomfortable because
As you should if he grabbed your ass.
yeah, he was drunk and he like slapped my ass, and I turned around. Now my hair is a choice, but a lot of people definitely mistake me for a female or a female presenting individual.
Oh,
And
weird.
he like grabbed my or he smacked my ass, and I like turned around at him and I was like, "Story, boy," and he was so fucking shocked with my facial hair ass face, and he just like
Oh my
looked at me
God.
and he was like, "I'm so sorry, I thought you were a woman," and I was like,
Oh,
"Would
and
it be
that's
any?" No, I looked him
acceptable?
dead in the eyes and I was like, "Would it be any different?" Wink. Obviously, I was talking about would it be any different if he had grabbed a woman's ass,
But he thought you meant like.
but he thought I meant sexual
Yeah.
styles. And it made him very uncomfortable, and he just stood there mouth agape, and I like winked at him again, and then when I walked away I like really gently shook my little ass, and it was so fucking funny. Then I had to serve his table
You
afterwards.
have
It was
more
really...
gall than me. I don't think I could do that.
My
That's
favorite
so
thing though
funny.
is like making, if a customer makes me uncomfortable, or like if a customer upsets me, I'm going to go out of my way to make them uncomfortable too. And that's
You
such a
said,
petty thing.
I will not go above. I will meet you right there.
But like
in the
not
middle.
even in the sense of like I'll stress them out or whatever. If they like make me uncomfortable, don't
The
hold my
way
toes.
your little
What are you
pigs are
doing?
wiggling. Come on.
Did you say my beans?
No, your little pigs. Connor is just talking as he's talking. His legs are outstretched and he's just wiggling his toes.
Yeah, my legs are like properly fully lengthened.
What is that? Because I also do that. I'm always just like flexing my toes when
Because
they're
if
out.
I'm not doing it with my toes, I'm always doing it with my hands.
Work.
Sensory stems. What was I just talking about? Oh
Um,
yes, customers.
Oh yeah. Being
The
petty
topic of the
customers.
episode.
Only the topic.
Yeah, so like if a customer upsets me or makes me uncomfortable and then say I have to serve them again later, I will be so facetiously kind to them. Like I'll like serve their friends normal or whatever, then I'll give them their food and I'm like, hope you enjoy. And then if they ask me for like a pint of Heineken or something, I'd be like, no problem, I will make sure the bar gets on that ASAP for you. And it's so fucking funny.
One thing I will say to end this off, bring it back to the desperation.
Was the episode over?
I was gonna say to bring it to wraps because we've been recording for almost an hour.
Huh?
But
hello?
hello.
Hey.
Hello. Go follow our TikTok. Actually, I'm starting to post on our TikTok. I'm trying to get like the clips from the podcast to like post. So you I think it's the same as the Instagram. I think it's a joke pod on the TikTok as well. But
It is indeed.
Post because we're posting some clips and it's also just going to be where we shit post, just not even stuff to do with, like, we literally posted a TikTok of us just doing that, just like
Hello.
with the reverb on. It's so funny because it's just,
And
it's a nothing burger.
if you want to see me farting my pants, go follow my TikTok, Connor Boots.
And if you want to keep up my music, give me EPs coming in the month. Nothing up and down. I am Elliot Gravina Music on TikTok.
Elliot Gravina Music. It makes me stressed out because you like enunciate sometimes, but then
Yeah.
whenever you're saying your Instagram handle or your like TikTok or whatever, or you're talking about your music, you always go really quiet and you start like talking really fast.
I'm ashamed, because I'm embarrassed.
You're ashamed.
Not
'cause
ashamed
it's
of my
bad.
music, but ashamed of.
It's weird to
promoting
plug
myself.
yourself.
Yeah, it is.
Bitch, whenever somebody
No one's
talks to
gonna
me
be
about
like-
my poetry book, I'm like, stop.
Yeah, no, literally. I'm like, no, what are you
I'm
talking
like,
about?
oh my god.
I also say stop when they promote your poetry book. I'm like, stop.
You're like- they talk about my poetry book to you, and you're like, stop.
Stop.
Ew. I don't want to talk about
But
that.
I was gonna say, oh yeah, one last note to bring it back on customer services. I'm still waiting for
Sorry.
my
Knight in shining armor.
to just come and like have a very nice customer service interaction and be like, can I have your number? Has that happened yet? No.
That has happened
it's
once or twice to me.
unacceptable.
Actually, that's something I haven't talked about. I've met a few people at work that they're like, hey, sir.
I just
and I'm
don't
like,
see our
"Wait,
demographic also is
hey."
not people around my age.
So
anyway.
true. They're like 600.
Yeah, because you'd get a lot of like people in their early 20s
Mm.
because it's literally a bar, like, so.
There was one thing I was going to say as well. Fuck! I can't remember what it was. What were you saying before you said? Oh, yes. My Knight in Shining Armor dream moment that I want to have. That sounds like a Barbie movie.
Not inserting armor dream moment.
The one that I want is for me to be singing a song and then some customer being like,
Harmonize?
no, not harmonize. Well, yeah, that, and I want to have like a full Glee moment. But I want
Don't see eye to eye.
I want like a Muppets Wizard of Oz moment where I'm singing minding my own business. Then some customer's like, "Oh my god, I'm a producer. You're so good," and I'm gonna say, "Yes, I'm famous."
And
Did I tell you? Did I tell you? Somebody texted me on Grindr.
yeah, go on.
End of story. Somebody texted me on Grindr and they were like, "Is this Connor Boots, world famous podcaster?" And I was like, "Yeah."
Wait, really? Do you know who they are?
No.
That's a guy that's.
Oh wait, no, I do. I follow them on Instagram. I have followed them on Instagram for a while, I think.
Maybe that's out because I want to know.
But like, I don't know them. If I saw them in town, I wouldn't be able to be like, "Hey."
hilarious.
It was so funny because they had no profile pictures or anything on their Grindr.
Can
so
I
was
see?
like,
Can I
how-
see to see if I recognize them? Because
no, because that Grindr done that fun thing where it just deleted
no,
all my
but their
data
Instagram.
again.
Do you remember their Instagram?
Oh yeah,
Because I want to see like if it's someone that like is mutuals or something,
they were very kind.
or is it just like a random like person on Grindr that's like, I happen to listen to the pod. Listen, marketing to the audience.
I'm gonna advertise only on Grindr now. I'll text people to be like,
Paid
"Hey,
advertisements on
have you heard-
Grindr.
Have you heard of my
Between the
podcast?
Candy Crush fucking advertisements on ads, it's
Done.
just like a clip of our podcast.
Hello, you for infinity.
Anyways, while Connor's figuring that out, I think that's coming to the end. I would do another episode on this as well, or like something like this, because I like talking about. There's so much like things to talk about.
Maybe I do know.
I
them,
enjoyed
and
being
actually
able
just
to
don't know them.
get it off my chest because I am sick.
Sick and tired.
But also, oh.
Do you know
Oh.
Do you know them?
They
Do I
follow.
know them?
I like know them from Instagram, but I don't know them.
Yeah, I feel like. I feel like that was the most aggressive sound.
That
I
was a
feel
lot.
like I do know them, but I don't know them.
I think they're just mutual.
Yeah.
But
Wait, yeah, you
anyways,
are following them. You liked some of their posts.
Yeah, I don't know who they are though. I don't know how I started following them. I think it's like a mutual thing.
Maybe.
But Anyways, yeah, I enjoyed recording this episode. I think it was just
I did
think it was
too.
therapeutic.
You made me
To
laugh
say the
very hard
least.
by calling my toes my pigs. That's
Your
so
little
funny.
piggies were at the fucking market.
I can't stop talking about how my dogs be barking as well.
No, the pups are out always. But yeah, if you enjoyed, let us know if you want to hear more customer service stories, or tell us. I would love to hear other people's customer service or like hospitality, like, or just work experiences with people, because I know everyone has like a wild work story. Like there's someone who comes in. I didn't even mention this, but we can keep it for next time if we do a part 2. But there's also a regular person who comes in who tries to steal every time they come in.
Oh my god.
Um,
I'm gonna tell you a story that happened at work that's gonna be off the air, because I feel like if people hear this story and they know where I work, they're gonna be like, I don't want to go there.
yeah, probably
I'm gonna
best
fart
to keep
though.
it off air. Oh my god, that's like the 3rd time this episode.
Oh,
So
I'm still
really
farting.
has to ring it out.
All my farts are like 6 farts in a row. Anyways, thank you guys so much for
Anyways,
listening.
Yeah, let
Today
us
was
know.
fun.
Let us know if you want to hear more, or if you hated it and hate us.
Which would be fair as well, you know.
Leave us a rating though, on Apple or Spotify, and follow us there to keep up with the episodes, and give us a like, and let us know what you fucking think, babes.
And the
follow
next
the
time-
Instagram and follow the TikTok. It's a joke pods.
The next time you see me in person, give me a big, wet, sloppy kiss on the lips.
And next time you see me in person, say
Hello?
hey.
Hello?
And then I'll just dissipate. But anyways, yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you have a good rest of the time of the day.
Drink your water, eat your food. Make sure you have at least 5 of your 5 a day.
Breathe in the fresh air, honey.
And if you're having a cigarette right now, can I have some?
No, you can make your own.
You're so right.
Anyways,
You're so
see you later.
Bye guys, bye guys, bye guys. I think that means we're gonna sing after this, right?
Sure.
Sure.